Well, howdy folks. Shawn here from hikingwithshawn.com. Today we are in the Shawnee National Forest on road 1872. And this is kind of over by Secret Canyon, Lusk Creek area. We're just gonna go look for home sites. That's our plan today. Daffodils are kind of blooming, so we're hoping to find some old home sites and stuff like that. And you get to come with us, so stay tuned. All right, folks. Little Lusk Creek, Secret Canyon, a lot of stuff that way. I believe that's wilderness going that way. We'll probably be turning to the left here, but there's a trail hotline. If you ever see trees across, call them, because they will come out and fix that. A lot of people give the Forest Service a little bit of flack saying they're not going to come do that, but there's a lot of organizations that are doing that right now. So all right, we're deciding we're going to go into the wilderness first. There's some home site out here I'm seeing on the old map. Looks worth visiting, quite a few of them, so that's where we're going to head. All right, folks, so there's a little like acre of private property, and we were walking past it, seen some signs on a fence, and this is it. It says this acre and everything on it is private property. You are welcome to visit, but please treat it with respect and do not vandalize or steal. Leave no trace, video surveillance, and use. And it says site of the Stegall Blanchard School.
Or Stegall, I don't know.
Stegall, yeah, I'm not too sure.
Thanks to Merrill P. Schote and his book, One Room Schools in Rural Polk County.
So, there you go.
So neat.
So we're gonna go check it out since it's welcoming.
Just
and
don't vandalize.
Don't vandalize, it's that simple. So, they have trail cameras, probably something like that. They say they have video cameras. But that's really cool. So that's an old school. Wow.
Thank you to the owners.
Yeah, there's the well. And this is where the school was. There might be another well under all that. That's really cool.
Thank you to the owners.
Yeah, thank you to the owners. I mean, that you don't have to let anyone here.
You don't have to let us do this.
Well or something. All right, folks, found our first home site right off the trail. First, I'll come over here so you can see the daffodils. They're blooming, some of them. Very pretty. That's a good sign of a home site. When you see them, it's definitely a home site area. Or a farm or something. Here's some old cornerstones. They were used probably right there. And then either a root cellar or a big well right here.
For the outhouse.
Yeah, outhouse pit. So there you go. Check out this big burl, folks.
That's the big double burl.
That's a big burl. That's nuts. Looks like a big nose. All right, folks. Some old barbed wire across this whole road. Heading for hopefully like 3 different home sites. Maybe a family farm or something. Could be one home site and a couple of barn sites. Probably not gonna be much left, I'm sure, but still excited to see them. All right, we were looking for this road and we found it. So now we're gonna hike it. It's an old road. It's exciting, because this is obviously not used. So all right, folks, if you could see this, that's a road going up. That's the road we're on. And should be some home sites, I think, maybe at the top of the hill.
Probably where that big old tree is.
Probably. And then if you could see down here, there's a rock wall along the creek, stacked up. It's really cool.
It's really
Really cool creek bottom. Especially up ahead, you know, like right here. It's really interesting. I love that. Really pretty creek. There's like an old road trail, something right here. Used to be. Really pretty creek bottom. You can see why this is a wilderness. There's the wall. Just kind of stretches from here all the way to here. It's pretty interesting. And now we're gonna head for that old road. And here's our road. We're gonna climb up it and try to find some home sites. Michelle spotted this. It's like,
you giving me credit?
yep, I'm giving her the credit. So,
I see daffodils.
daffodils and a little old structure with a chimney.
Oh my gosh, it's so cute.
Yeah,
It's probably a one-room cabin. Legit.
probably so.
And he had a wife because there's daffodils.
Yep. And this is a cool find because usually there's nothing. There's no kind of structure. It's just cornerstones, old foundation, stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. Little old chimney, some foundation in the back, daffodils. I'm sure there's a well somewhere.
Maybe not.
Well,
There's a creek.
yeah, could have been. They just got it from the creek. Got some tin. I'm sure it was a roof, but probably. Oh, okay. So that's
Stick of bushes.
stick of bushes on the bare legs. So part of the old chimney here.
I'm trying to figure out how that worked. Unless it was up higher.
I think it was.
Yep, I bet that's what it was.
Yep. That's really cool. History. Very interesting. All right, folks, it's a little well. You could see. All right. Got like an old dump site. Here's some old fence posts, barbed wire fence. I think the pond's a foundation. I think that's a basement. Yeah. All sorts of old dump stuff. Yeah, that pond, maybe it may have been I don't know, it could have been a regular pond. But it is kind of interesting.
New Perfection propane stove. Model number made in the USA.
Made in the USA. Got some old rocking chairs.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to go to.
Yeah. And then over here is this, we thought it was a pond, but there's rocks stacked up. And it still could be a pond, and maybe they just stacked rocks through here. But it could be some, I mean, I think it is a pond. It looks like it is. And maybe they stacked rock for livestock and stuff like
Why
that.
would they stack rocks for livestock?
Just to
No
keep,
reason to stack rocks.
I'm not sure. But it's different.
Thanks.
Yep. All right, folks, here's another structure. A lot of tin. Me and Michelle was saying this would be just a herper's paradise. But old barn, that's what I bet. There's some of the, could have been old barn or places where chickens or pigs were or something like that. Old livestock barn, whatever. So, pretty cool. Got some big trees here. Here's an old pond. So, chances are this was like a big family farm or something like that. But we're heading towards, supposed to be 2 more home sites. All right, folks, bunch of bricks. Got some daffodils up here. So, probably an old home site area here. Looks like something could have been right up on that hump. A bouquet of daffodils right there.
A bouquet.
A bouquet.
A bouquet. There's your nose straight ahead of me right here.
Yep, I see it.
Bouquet.
Here's a bouquet right here.
Okay.
She makes fun of the way I say bouquet.
Yeah, I bet you say you get on the freeway too, don't you? Whoop, I'm sorry, Mr. Frog.
It's gonna take some used to getting to, but not sure if I got the whale on video. Here you go. Here's a whale. Oh well. So you could definitely fall in it if you know you weren't careful. And I guess if you fell in it the right way, you could go into it. That'd be bad. That thing's deep, I'm sure. So I know I'm standing close and that freaks some people out. I've definitely got those comments saying, what if it's unstable? But you know, they built that stuff strong back then. That stuff seems to last. Anything could happen though. Here's a bunch of bouquets of daffodils. All right, folks, here's the other home site. Here's the well. Big tree, daffodils. I see some rock around, so probably nothing really left but cornerstone foundation, stuff like that. So, pretty cool though. All right, folks, got a lot of smoke coming our way. Don't know if...
Hey, look at that thing.
Wow. Oh my, look up. Don't know if maybe they're burning somewhere else and the wind's just blowing it, because the wind is blowing this way. They are burning, I believe, at Lake Glendale.
We're in the wilderness. They're burning at Lake Glendale.
Yeah. But we're in the wilderness, not really supposed to burn. Could be a forest fire heading our way. All right, folks, still smell the smoke. I can see it coming, but I feel like we're at this very moment safe. Hopefully this doesn't turn into we barely escaped a wildfire title on the video. It'd get me a lot of views, I'm sure, but probably take a couple of years off my life. But all right, folks, really pretty part of the creek. Very pretty. Very pretty. All right, folks, big heart-shaped rock here on this big old tree. Big old oak tree. That's the oak, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. Man, it's just huge. So I think maybe a settlement might be over here somewhere, because we're kind of in the right area. So if not, just a healthy oak. Kind of smelling the smoke a little bit here and there. Just not really seeing it getting close, so probably just smelling it off in the distance. Doesn't look like there's anything up here. These things are always just randomly placed out here.
That's the second one we found.
Yeah, second one today. Kind of looks like it's been a couple of years for this one. Not quite grown into the tree yet, but it's definitely aged. So I don't know if it's still in use. All right, folks, more. You can kind of see it. More smoke coming through the tree. I can see the haze of it all. Definitely smell it. Don't know if could be a fire. Could, you know, this part could be on fire coming towards us, or it could be someone's burning their property and just the wind's carrying it. They are doing some prescribed burning towards Glendale, but that's kind of ways away. Fire ring right here. All right, folks, little fire rings. Long time ago. Doesn't look like they've been used in a long time. Some sort of old something right there. That's weird.
Oh, it's a door to a cast iron oven.
Oh, okay.
Or stove.
Wow, that's
Hot belly
interesting.
stove.
That's kind of cool. Definitely a cool area, these old barrens. I like them. Good place to sit right here. Take a break. Good break point. I can see down below it is getting kind of smoky through there. I don't know if you can really tell. It's hazy, smoky. I can really smell the smoke. Stinks. As long as I don't see fire actively coming at me. All right, folks. Big, massive herd of daffodil up there.
Herd of daffodils.
Herd of daffodil. We're trying not to scare them. So there should be a home site somewhere up here. A lot of glass, old bottles busted from probably when they lived here, they threw their trash. Really didn't have trash services, so. There's a little trail through here. In this area. Maybe try not to step on any daffodils. Alrighty folks, now we're on a trail, a designated trail. Taking us back to kind of that four-way area where we found the first daffodils. You can see right through here, the smoke is pretty thick. And that's just really close. I mean, that's not very far from us. So, kind of makes me wonder, maybe there's a little fire going on. All right, folks. So we're kind of at the crossroads of our life. And just came back from over that way towards Natural Bridge, Secret Canyon, Little Lusk. New Liberty Church Road is here. That'll take you to that old church. This is 425. This is actually a point to where people could get a permit that own property out here to where they can drive down this road, probably on ATVs, side-by-sides, four-wheelers. I doubt they'd get a vehicle. And then they can access their land. And it's wilderness, and you wouldn't think that's allowed, but there is a permit to, you know, it's on the National Forest website when they issue that permit. So it's kind of interesting. Passing by this one-room school place, but if you look straight, you could see how smoky it's becoming. So I mean, there's a fire somewhere. I don't know if it's in Lusk Creek Wilderness or if it's close by and the wind's just carrying it. Alrighty, just exited the wilderness. Now we're on non-wild ground. Went up pretty tough hill. Alrighty, 6.4 miles later, we're back at the truck. Hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Till next time, see you on the trail.